Good morning to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to the Biafran family and good morning to everybody. Matters arising. Nnamdi Kanu, according to Nigeria, the National Judiciary Commission, they speaks on IPOB leader getting released by CJN, that is the Chief Justice of Nigeria. I also say there's one thing about this stupid country called Nigeria. I call them stupid because everything that is happening in that country is stupid and useless. And the people, the government officials is as useless as that country called Nigeria as well. Let me take it this way. Anytime you begin to hear a rumor, there's an atom of truth in it. Actually, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Kekere Ekun, have ordered for immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu. Don't forget, she was the one that Nnamdi Kanu and his counsels, that is lawyers representing him, wrote petition to over Injustice Binta Iyako's recusal, which John Siho refused to adhere. So when the petition was get to her office, then she do the needful by ordering them to assign a new lawyer that brought in what they call it, somebody Omoto show or whatever they call him. So as it stands now, why did this rumor is flying around? Let me shock you. The so-called Chief Justice of Nigeria have known the caliber of people now who have shown interest on the case of Nnamdi Kanu. One, there's another formal AGF or former Chief Justice of Nigeria who joined that the Nnamdi Kanu's defense. Ex-Attorney General of Nigeria have joined Nnamdi Kanu's legal team. That is number one. Number two, ex-ICC Chief Judge joined the Nnamdi Kanu's legal team. Number three, military men, 10 of them from US of Igbo origin, and also 10 qualified lawyers of international standard joined the queue. So what does this signifies? It led them to know that if you people think Nnamdi Kanu don't have anybody, then we are here to tell you that they have anybody. Okay, let me come to the issue of this rumor circulation. It is not a propaganda. It is real. He called for Nnamdi Kanu's release. But look at what is happening. These people, once they want to get the attention of the zoo, the people who are in charge of the powers, who feel that the zoo belongs to them, they will make this rumor. Then on the eve, before the day of the election, you will see money flying in Ghana must go. They don't do transfer, no. Because if they do transfer, they will track them. That was when you will know that all these politicians have a cold room where they are storing cash, both in foreign currency and in local currency. That was why sometimes you will see that they will say, oh, we have printed over trillions of naira, but a few is in circulation. The rest of other ones are in the hands of the stupid, greedy, and idiots politicians of Nigeria who have no remorse, who have sold their souls to the devil. Imagine Akpabio going from house to house between Tuesday and Wednesday, giving lawmakers at the tune of $5,000 and $10,000, depending on your level at the chambers, just for you to support Tinubu's declaration of declaring emergency state of emergency in Port Harcourt. Can you imagine that? Akpabio going from house to house, paying lawmakers over from 5,000 if you're a junior one, 5,000 if you're a senior one, $10,000, not in naira. Tomorrow night, the same people will still complain that naira is fluctuating, naira is down, and because of demand in dollars. Can you imagine this useless country with the useless leaders? So what am I saying? Why you see this news out there? It is not a propaganda. It is not a lie. It is true. CJ called for immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu, in fact, unconditionally. But guess what? They are looking for paycheck. They are looking for Ghana must go. So Nnamdi Kanu now have become a cash cow for them. Don't forget that anybody who is bringing Nnamdi Kanu to court, who have that business of bringing him to court, is sure of making 500 million naira on Friday, 21st of March. Nnamdi Kanu will appear before the so-called Justice Omotosho. 500 million, half a billion naira. It is a country that says they don't have money, but they have money to try Martin Nnamdi Kanu, which you know at the end of it, nothing will still come out of it. That is to say, to tell you and to show you how stupid and how useless the country called Judiciary and their officials are. Useless entities. Anyway, in case you don't know why Kekere Eko, whatever they call her, ordered for immediate release of Martin Nnamdi Kanu, well, here is the headline here. Nnamdi Kanu sentence defense as ex-Attorney General of the Federation joins his legal team. Anyway, my people, here are other headlines. Is what we are going to treat this morning. So please, Oya, tighten your seat belt. We are about to take off. Don't forget, today is Friday, TGIF. I even forgot to say today is 21st, where Nnamdi Kanu will appear before the court. So, hey, Chibo, I don't even know say we don't reach Friday. I mean, brother, forgive me for that. For that mistake I made. Oh, today is Friday already. Today is the 21st March. I was thinking we are still on Thursday or Wednesday. Ew, EJ, okay. Anyway, I beg you, let us read the news. Wanna forgive me, Wanna forgive me. Today is Friday, and today Martin Nnamdi Kanu will appear before the court. The National Judicial Council (NJC) has refuted claims that the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kekere Eko Kudirati, instructed the immediate release and repatriation of Nnamdi Kanu, the 10th leader of the indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB), to Kenya. In a statement released to the media on Thursday, the council characterized the report as a fabrication by the author, emphasizing that the CJN is not involved in Kanu's situation. The council calls on the public to dismiss these false narratives, as stated in the announcement signed by Kemi Ogundekbe and the NJC's Deputy Director of Information. The council wishes to state that the media report is false and the figment of imagination of the writer, as there are no court proceedings, decisions, or judgment where such statement ascribed to his lordship was made. The council categorically emphasizes that the Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria neither preside over any case of Kanu at the Apex Court where jurisdiction's issue was argued, nor makes any such pronouncement. His Lordship, the Honorable CJN, never wrote any formal letter to the Kenya government or Kenya High Commission apologizing on the issue of arrest of Nnamdi Kanu and trial. The statement reads, Kanu scheduled to appear in court today. Nigerians report that Kanu, who is facing a 7-count or treasonable felony charge brought by the federal government, is set to appear in the Federal High Court in Abuja today, being the 21st of March 2025. He will present a new plea before Justice James Omotosho, the newly assigned judge, after the previous judge, Injustice Binta Iyako, stepped down from the case due to Kanu's claims of bias. Aloye Jimako, the legal representative for the beloved IPOB leader, commended the Chief Justice of Nigeria for his prompt action that resulted in the assignment, or rather reassignment, of the Kanu's case, despite the initial reluctance of the Chief Judge of the High Court, Injustice John Sehu, to make such a change. Kanu was initially apprehended in Lagos on October 14 of 2015 upon his return from the United Kingdom on April 25, 2017. Justice Iyako granted him bail on health grounds after he had spent approximately 18 months in detention. Following the fulfillment of the bail conditions, he was released from Kuje prison on April 28, 2017. However, during the trial, Kanu fled the country after a military operation at his residence in Afara Uku Ibeku, Umuahia, Abia State, which resulted in the deaths of several of his supporters. He was subsequently rearrested in Kenya, or rather abducted in Kenya on June 19 of 2021, and was extraordinarily extradited back to Nigeria by security forces on June 27 of 2021. As a result of this event, the trial court remanded him in custody of the Department of State Service (DSS) on June 19, 2021, where he was remanded since on the April 18, 2022. The trial court dismisses 8 of the original 15 charges brought against him by the Fulani government, determined that those allegations were unfounded. On October 13 of 2022, the Abuja Divisional Court of Appeal mandated the immediate release of Kanu from detention and annulled the charges against him. Dissatisfied with this ruling, the Fulani government appealed to the Supreme Court and requested that the appellate court suspend the enforcement of each judgment while the appeal was being considered. In its ruling on December 15, 2023, the Supreme Court overturned the decision of the appellate court allowing the Fulani government to proceed with the prosecution of the IPOB leader on the existing 7-count charge. Natasha Akpoti Uduahan will stand by recall process, Kogi Central Constituency. Ebira indigents have strongly condemned claims that the recall process against Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduahan, who represents Kogi Central in the National Assembly, lacks majority support from the electorate. Some indigents from across the 5 local government areas of Kogi Central have reaffirmed their commitment to recalling the senator, citing the embarrassment she has allegedly caused the senatorial district, an issue they claim has now gained international attention. In a statement issued on Thursday and jointly signed by Alhaji Ibrahim Abdulaziz Ibrahim, president of the Kogi Central Elite Forum, and Prince Akejola Johnson of Oguri and Magango local government, the constituent dismissed allegations that the recall exercise was manipulated or orchestrated by external forces. No one is sponsoring this recall. Our people are united in this cause. Historically, Ebiras cannot be deceived. What she has done has largely been propaganda. Even those of us who initially supported her on social media have withdrawn our support. We cannot compromise the integrity of our state and country for the self-serving, immature actions of a senator. It's simply a matter of refusing an assigned Senate seat should not have escalated into a national embarrassment with baseless allegations of sexual harassment, especially when all evidence points to blackmail. This is not who we are as Ibiras, the statement read. Addressing the disclaimer by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, regarding the recall process, the constituent clarified that INEC's involvement comes later in the process. INEC has officially ruled until the signature collection phase is completed. We, the petitioners, are responsible for ensuring that the required threshold is met before formally presenting it for verification. That is when INEC steps in, they stated. They urge the public to disregard misleading narratives, emphasizing that political statements often reflect individual bias and vested interests. As a Ibira people, we are determined to bring Senator Akpoti Uduahan back home. Perhaps during her time here, she will gain a better understanding of the responsibilities of representing her constituents. Ordinarily, we would never tolerate intimidation of our daughter if she were in the right. However, in this case, she disrespected the Senate of the Fulani government of Nigeria, which operates under clear rules and introduced narratives previously unheard of in a Senate history. We have reconducted our investigation and know the truth. Lawmaking is not content creation, as many have suggested. Senator Akpoti Uduahan must return home to learn the fundamental of legislative representation, the statement stated or added. This development follows allegations of sexual harassment against Senate President Godswill Akpabio, which have further fueled controversy within the National Assembly. Europe planning militarization instead of prioritizing peace. Russia lament. This one na Obodoyibo news. This is what Europe is all about. They keep on causing problems here and there. The Kremlin on Thursday said European countries are prioritizing militarization rather than seeking peace. This comes as Western military chiefs gathered in Britain to discuss how to protect Ukraine. Major European powers, including France and the UK, have sought to strengthen military spending since U.S. President Donald Trump took office in January, amid fears that the U.S. is no longer committed to European defense. As Trump builds closer ties with the Kremlin, Russia has reportedly redirected much of its anger over the 3-year Ukraine conflict towards Europe, accusing the European Union and the UK of being the main obstacles to peace. For the most part, the signals from Brussels and the European capitals concerns plans to militarize the whole of Europe. Europe has embarked on the militarization of itself and has returned into something of a war party, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, co-leader of effort to form the coalition of the Wallon alongside French President Emmanuel Macron, is expected to address a meeting of roughly 30 military officials later. Both Starmer and Macron have stated they are willing to deploy peacekeepers in Ukraine following a ceasefire between Moscow and Kyiv, an idea Russia has vehemently rejected. The French leader has also said he would open discussions on extending France's nuclear umbrella to the entire European Union. Russia's Sergei Shoigu, Secretary of the Security Council, said on Thursday that such statements reflect the anti-Russia sentiment that prevails in Europe today. Anyway, my wonderful people, now here we will take a break. And I will hear of us again. We will come back. Today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. TGIF. Don't forget our program still kicked off today by 8 p.m. Nigerian time. So get ready to make your calls and air your view on the pressing issues that is benefiting the Biafra people. Like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos. I'll be right back. Get Messiano, my wonderful people.